So one thing that all NFL fans could agree on is that the Kansas City Chiefs look absolutely scary. And in 2024, it's at least three candidates that could have their first time ever getting an All Pro. The Chiefs have a very good team overall. That's when it comes to offensive line, wide receivers, like the cornerbacks, safeties, quarterback position, obviously the best in the game, tight end position, the best in the game. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they're coming off 2 years where they went back to back to win the Super Bowl. Had some pretty tough runs. I mean, if you ask me, that Philadelphia's Eagles Super Bowl run was pretty tough as well. We got the bye week, then we ended up going against the Jaguars. Then we went against the Cincinnati Bengals, who was our rival, and it was allegations that the Bengals owned the Chiefs and they owned Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes shut that down, and they ended up beating the Cincinnati Bengals to move on to the Super Bowl. Then, in one of the greatest Super Bowl games of all time, the Kansas City Chiefs ended up beating the Philadelphia Eagles. One thing about the Kansas City Chiefs is that in a clutch game, you got to go with them, Like in a clutch game, you got to trust them more than the other team, because at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs, they have that experience. They're ready for anything. They're down for anything. They're used to these situations. So the Kansas City Chiefs are just deadly overall. I don't see them stopping. I really don't see them stopping. I think they're going to keep this up. And that's what makes everything even more scary, the fact that they have so much more years to do this. And the fact that Patrick Mahomes is so young, he's not even 30 years old yet. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep this up. And now with a new and improved roster, everything just changed, like Xavier Worthy, who looks like he's going to be an absolute beast. And then you got Hollywood Brown, who obviously is a beast. He needs to stay healthy. He's already battling injuries, but he's going to be back. Then Rashee Rice, who we've seen in his first year play as an above average player as a rookie. So he's primed to have a better year than last year, and a better year than last year automatically equals 1,000 yards. So the Kansas City Chiefs, overall, they're locked and loaded. And right now, you have to fear them. If you're any NFL fan, like of any team, you can't overlook the Chiefs. We all know no matter how good other teams get, the Chiefs are always going to be that team to beat. They're the new modern Patriots. And I know the NFL hates that. Imagine a dynasty watching Tom Brady and the Patriots just destroy the league for years. And now you got to watch Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs destroy the league for years. It's definitely not fun, It's not fun at all. So, but it's fun for Chiefs fans, that's for sure. Because when you really look at the competition in the NFL, and then you look at the team that the Kansas City Chiefs have, it's a big chance we could three-peat, man. It really is a big chance. And when I said the Chiefs have three prime candidates for a first-time All-Pro, first we're going to talk about Trey Smith. We know the Kansas City Chiefs, they have a roster full of household names, but obviously it's going to be something that's looking to add some new accolades to their resume in 2024. So first I'm going to go with Trey Smith. So Trey Smith is a very key and central piece to this Kansas City Chiefs team, because Smith enters a contract year, and he's been regarded as one of the NFL's best young guards throughout his first 3 seasons. And, playing in front of Patrick Mahomes for the 2-time defending champs. Well, because he didn't play with us the year when we won against San Fran for the first time. So Smith, he's been proven a durable blocker with a mean streak. So that's why I believe that he does have a big chance to go out there and get that first team All-Pro. And then you got Harrison Butker, who might end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, to be honest with you. He shares a conference and an era with Justin Tucker of the Ravens, so it's hard to make an All-Pro or Pro Bowl roster. But he is a 3-time champion with some of the biggest kicks in NFL history, so it's only a matter of time before he finally gets that All-Pro, and I believe it's going to be in 2024. And I know this may sound funny, but James Winchester, the long snapper, he's been very, very good, and he's been a major part of the Chiefs dynasty. So he could definitely end up getting, his first team All-Pro. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they have a lot of things that, fans should be excited for. And when you look at the dynamic Xavier Worthy, like I said, he's been amazing. So if Hollywood Brown does end up missing time, that only means Xavier Worthy is going to pop off. That's all that means. And when we speak about Justin Ross, he's been insane. he's been insane. He's making that late push for the roster, and he's really, really picked up his game. He's been looking great, and it's another secret weapon that's been also doing something pretty solid throughout training camp, which we all know who this dude is. Tershawn Wharton. He's doing all right in training camp, and he may actually be an essential piece for the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming season. So don't be surprised if y'all see him out there balling and, balling out. But let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs 53-man roster projections after the Chiefs' first preseason game. We're going to make some projections, so let's get into that. So after the Kansas City Chiefs lost 26-13 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's really preseason, so it doesn't really matter too much. But let's make our let's make our first projections for the initial 53-man roster. So now that the Chiefs had their first preseason game on Saturday, we have a clearer view of their potential opening day roster. And the Chiefs, they will have to set their initial 53-man roster by August 27th at 3 p.m. Arrowhead time. So obviously the quarterbacks that's going to be making the roster is Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz. So the Chiefs, they had the best QB situation they've had in years. Patrick Mahomes, who comes in as the undisputed best quarterback in the NFL, and the former MVP candidate, Carson Wentz, was added to the roster this offseason. So that's the highest upside to to back the QB position since Mahomes filled the role in 2017. He was the best backup in the world, but that was pretty good right there. So Wentz, his role is safe and secured based on, his experience in the league. Then with the running backs, in my opinion, I think Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Carson Steele. Now, Deneric Prince is probably who a lot of people think will make the roster, but I'm going to go with Carson Steele over Deneric Prince, and potentially Louis Rees-Zammit as the fullback, or maybe Louis Rees-Zammit can make the roster as a running back, and then Carson Steele as the fullback. So we're going to see how that goes. But I know Carson Steele, he's definitely going to be a nice hybrid option due to his combination of power and athleticism. I made a video on Carson Steele, so you already know how I feel about him. And then for the wide receivers, I believe it's going to be Marquise Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Justin Watson, McCole Hardman, Justin Ross, and Nico Remigio. Kadarius Toney, his low standing on the depth chart and his inability to stay healthy, it just illustrates that his career just continues to be what it's previously been. And I really don't see it changing for him anytime soon. Sky Moore, he's failed to make any meaningful push for more playing time as well. And then Justin Ross, he continues to flash in the preseason, and he's contributed on special teams, as well. And his role is safe due to his, body size and what he could do at the catch point. So, yeah, then with the tight ends, you got Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley. That's easy. Offensive line, you're going to have Jawan Taylor, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Joe Thuney, Wanya Morris, Kingsley Samai-Taya, and then, the backups like Mike Kalandio, Hunter Norzad, and Lucas Niang, or maybe CJ Hansen. And then for the D-line, you got Chris Jones, Derek 90, Torque Wharton, Neil Farrell, Fabian Lovett, Mike Pennell. I think those guys could be good. Edge rusher, George Karlaftis, Felix Anudike-Uzomah, Mike Dana, Malik Herron, Charles Omeni, who he's obviously injured, so he's going to make the roster, obviously, but he's hurt, so he doesn't really have to, be on the roster, but he does, you know what I mean. So Nick Bolton, Leo Chanel, Drew Tranquill, Jack Trocane, Curtis Jacobs. That's for linebackers. Cornerbacks, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Kelvin Joseph, I believe, in my opinion. Nasir Johnson, Kamal Haddon. And then for safeties, Justin Reed, Brian Cook, Jamari Connor, and Jaden Hicks. Maybe Deion Bush. For specialists, it's going to be Harrison Butker, Matt Ariza, and James Winchester, obviously. So the Kansas City Chiefs are in prime position to make another big Super Bowl run. And I believe they'll pull it off. It's been your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace.